She fought, and in the end, she emerged victorious. This is the woman of today, and she is made of steel. Come and watch how she slays.
So I think I've always been very passionate about women empowerment, and it's something that's always really fascinated me, and it's been very close to my heart. And I think that women health and menstrual health and hygiene is a very big part of that, and I think it's a part that we don't often give enough attention to. When I first got the idea, I was reading an article and I just came across it, and the facts and the stats that were there were like really threw me off. And of course, I knew that about the menstrual health landscape in India, but I never knew how bad it was. And when I saw those statistics, I was really blown away, and that's when I knew that this is a space that I really want to work in, and do my own little bit to contribute to it. A lot of women don't have access to sanitary napkins. They resort to mud and leaves and anything that they can find. And I think that was really telling as to how there's absolutely no access to sanitary napkins or any products in a lot of areas in India. I think that a lot of the myths that we thought were not so prevalent in today's day and age are actually very much still there in many parts of India. And for example, a lot of the women are asked to stay outside of their house in a small dark hut during their menstrual cycle, and they're not allowed to meet anyone. They're just all by themselves in a very small hut. And I think that goes to show that these myths are still very much there, and we really need to work very hard to break them and break the taboos that come with menstrual health. So I think I was very lucky that, of course, in school, I was taught about it at an appropriate age, I would say. And that really helped me. And of course, I had a great support system at home as well. I had that conversation with my mom before. And I was lucky enough to have that support system and to have, people who I could talk to it about. And I think that made the biggest difference, because I didn't feel like there was no one I could talk to, or I felt I didn't have anyone to go to. So I think I was prepared for it, and I knew what was happening, and I think I was lucky to have information. And I think that goes to show that how information is so important, and how being aware and educated about it at the right age is so important. Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's ever been, a time where I've felt like I can't share anything with him, or I felt embarrassed. We have a very open relationship, and there are many times where maybe I'm on my period and I'm not having a great day, and I can just tell him that very easily without, having to think twice or feeling ashamed or embarrassed. So it's definitely a very open relationship, and conversations are very easy. Between 5th grade and 6th grade is the right time to probably, give classes or, get an educational class about it. I think that's about the right time because we want to target it at an age where it's pre-menstrual cycle. You've not got it as yet. So when you do get it, you are aware, and you're ready, you're equipped with the right information, with the right products, and that's the whole goal behind doing it at a little earlier age, so that when you get it, you're absolutely ready for it. I think the first step is definitely creating awareness and normalizing conversations around it, whether it's at home or it's at the workplace. I think at an individual level, one has to be more accepting of it and, feel more open to talk about it in different scenarios and not feel ashamed of it. I think the more we talk about it, I think that's the only way to, break that stigma and the taboo. Even, my own friends and people in my friend circle still, feel very shy to talk about it, or, become very closed off when the topic comes around, or can't say that they're on their period. So I think that it's still very, very much prevalent today. And I think talking about it and creating awareness is definitely the first step. We have three main verticals in Ujaas: awareness, distribution, and sustainability. So our awareness session is where we basically create modules, age-appropriate modules, which are interactive, which are fun, and they're designed in a way that we first make the girls feel comfortable, and then get into the talking about it and the scientific information. We distribute sanitary napkins for free, and sustainability is a very important vertical in which we identify different measures of sustainable intervention. So whether that is training them to make cloth napkins or installing sanitary napkin vending machines, there are different ways in which we achieve that. And right now we're working in 7 different districts and in Maharashtra. And we're working with a number of different schools across the districts. And we are also starting sessions with boys, which I'm very, very proud to say, because I think that's a very important step. And I think that it's very, very needed, and it's a step in the right direction. And I think that educating men and boys is very important, and we really need to do that. So I'm very happy to say that that's in the pipeline. Getting the right information is extremely important. I would say don't feel shy to talk about it with people. I think that, when you share stories and when you share incidents, it always helps, and you always learn something from that. So don't be afraid to open up. It's a very natural process, and it happens to a lot of people. And, it's a human process. So there's nothing to shy away from. I think giving importance to nutrition is very important during your periods, and making sure that you have the right diet and a balanced diet is very important. I think taking care of your mental health as well during your periods and your menstrual cycle is something that a lot of people, don't really give a lot of attention to, but there is a direct connection between the two. So looking out for your mental health and making sure that, you get the right help if you need it. I think these are some tips that I would give.